Spring ball's been going really well, right? We've talked about just getting better each day, each opportunity, right? From practice 1 up until practice 15, right? It's an opportunity to keep progressing, right? So I felt like the guys have really bought into done that and buying into the new change and me being here and working with them every single day.
EJ, every coach probably wants more productivity out of their position group, but as you studied what they had coming back, what do you feel like you need to do to help elevate this group?
Well, the big thing for us is we're just going to compete, right, and finish and strain and be violent in everything that we do, right? Be a fundamentally sound, assignment sound, right, and outwork people, right? Just be hard-nosed, right, blue-collar guys that want to wreak havoc when we get the opportunities to do so.
EJ, are there any significant differences between the scheme here and what you were coaching, for example, at Air Force?
No, the big thing for me is football, right? The length of the field is the same, the width of the field is the same, and when you're playing D-line in the trenches, right, you're going to get base blocks, reach blocks, pass sets, right? So those are the same things, right? Just how do you react to those? How do you respond to those? And again, how violent and how much edge you play with.
You've got a couple of young guys, freshmen from out east, and Jamel Howard, a redshirt freshman. I know young guys playing D-line is not easy, but far those guys away from being comfortable using them.
Well, the big thing is just, as like I talked about with everybody, right? Everybody starts on a blank canvas, right? With me walking in, there's no preconceived notions of who's done this and who done that, right? You got to earn it every single day, right? And those guys just, the body of work, the opportunity, you get 15 practices to just keep making steps and improving every single day. And those guys have been improving throughout the 15.
So with Ernest in particular, just I know coming from high school, just what's even from that first practice to what you're seeing now, just what strides has he made?
Oh, he's made a ton of strides. Like I told him the other day, his parents were here after the spring game, and it's like sometimes you forget, like, man, this guy's should still be in high school. So he's been progressing and continue to get better every single day, and he's extremely coachable, and he wants it. He wants to be great. So that's the start of anything, right? Is how I attack it and my approach every single day.
Speaking of Ben Brighton yesterday, he said a difference with you versus the last D-line coaches. You teach to be reactionary at the line of scrimmage, read what the offense is doing, and react. But what do you kind of see from that, and how do you think that kind of helps the D-line kind of adjust to the play?
Well, the big thing I tell the guys is eye control, right? If your eyes are right, your hands and feet will follow, right? You want to D-line's a reactionary position, right? That guy moves, whether it's pass set, whether it's reach block, right? If my eyes are right, my hands, feet follow, I strike, and then we're going to reset the line of scrimmage and be violent with our hands and feet.
Talk about violent hands a couple of times. It seems like in general, guys have done a better job this spring of getting extension, using their hands. Has that been something you really keyed in on in your first spring here, just getting the extension, getting a little more separation like that?
100%. I mean, that's how you win in the trenches, right? Is you got to be violent with your hands. They got to be your weapons of mass destruction. When you punch people, when you strike people, right, it's got to show up on tape, right? You got to see offensive linemen's helmet snapping back, right? And that's the type of mentality you got to play with.
A guy who's kind of been a little, who's stepped up recently is Elijah Hills. He's a guy who's kind of won more opportunities, especially today. What did you kind of see from him when he first came here, and how have you seen him grow?
Well, again, I think he's just been continuing to press. Obviously, when you get a new coach, it's new techniques, it's new verbiage, and he's just been continuing to progress, and he's been playing really, really hard with a motor and just wants to be disruptive. And that's the big thing with the room is they want to be great. They want to make a difference. And so if you got that mentality, you got a chance every single day.
What do you think you have when you have James and Kurt on field at the same time? What kind of look do you think those two guys can get?
Oh, those guys are very impactful, right? They're good leaders, right? They work hard, right? As guys that are veteran guys in the room, right? I talk to them all the time, right? There's an expectation, right? There's pressure with that, but pressure is a privilege, right? That means things are expected of you, right? So the way the rooms go is those guys have got to lead, and they got to set the tone for the rest of the unit.
Back to Elijah for a second. We didn't get a chance to talk to him yesterday, but can you share how he's doing up here with everything he's had to deal with recently?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing really well, and the big thing is, for my guys, they all know this, right? My office is always open. My phone's always on, right? And I'm always there for him, man. We got a great relationship that he knows he can come to me and talk to me about anything, and that we are here for him as a program in that time.
EJ, this is going to be out of that field. Is there any line here?
It's just a little something, right? Just yeah. Nah. So like I say, it's just lying harder and be aggressive and get after it. So.
So I know we still have one more spring practice and obviously fall camp. Are you getting a better sense of who you feel, in terms of depth, just who could be potential contributors come the fall, or is there still a lot to be determined?
Yeah, I mean, every day is a new opportunity. It's a new day to work and continue to get developed, and new opportunities for guys to move up and down. Like I say, there's nothing set in stone, right? Everything is earned, nothing is given, right? So we're going to work for it every single day.
Like the sweet spot or magic number, I guess, in terms of how many guys you want to rotate in and out on a given day?
Well, the biggest thing is who can help us and who's earned that right? Like, again, it's not your birthright to go out and play and contribute for us up front, right? Because, again, when you're out there, the rest of the guys are counting on you to be accountable to the unit, to do your job, and that they can trust you, right? So that all is determined on who earns it.
How's kind of been the adjustment process, with spring ball, with recruiting and everything kind of coming in together as you've made your first year?
Well, I mean, first off, the people here are amazing. I believe you win with people, and everybody from the coaching staff, the players, the support staff, right? Every person here has been extremely welcoming and helpful in making the transition easy and smooth for me and my family. So again, we're fired up, and I think it's going well, and we're just going to continue to ascend.
You personally, what were some of those initial conversations with Luke about joining the staff, and what were some things about the opportunity here that excited you?
Oh, 100%. Obviously, I'm a Midwest guy, right? Big Ten country, right? They care about football here at the University of Wisconsin, and then Coach Fickell's culture, right? I embody that, man. Tough, nasty, discipline, right? That's how you play the game of football, right? Just hard-nosed guys that don't care when, whenever, and want to get after it. So I'm all in on that. I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Kind of talking about going back to the recruiting side of things, just how is it, in terms of being adjusted to Wisconsin? Just what is your philosophy, and is there anything that you've had to change since you've been here?
No, I mean, the philosophy is the same, right? Build relationships, right? And make sure you're finding our type of guys, right? Guys that don't care about all the stars and all that. Guys that want to come in and want to play football, right? And get a degree, right? The guys that fit our locker room, fit our culture, and who we are, right? That's what it matters. That's what matters.
Has anything maybe surprised you about the brand of Wisconsin, or anything surprised you so far as you've kind of gone through the process of recruiting?
No, like I say, I mean, again, I believe recruiting is about relationships and about, just your people skills and being able to be an effective communicator and talk to people. And obviously here at Wisconsin, we got a lot of things to sell, right? You got great football-rich tradition, right? You got great academics, you got a great coaching staff, you got a great locker room, right? So who wouldn't want to be a part of Badger Nation?
Someone like Kid McDonald, is going into his 5th year now, and seems like he's been getting a little bit more in the backfield with second team reps. Just, what have you worked with him on, and just how have you seen him develop?
Yeah, 100%. Again, I think like with all the guys, they bought into the change and understand that, right, we got to be gritty, and we got to get after it, and we got to be violent with our hands and our feet, and we got to want to wreak havoc, right? It's a mentality, right? Culture over everything. So.
The times that you've changed schools or taken different positions, it seems like the defensive line pretty quickly improves their production. What do you think you bring? Like, they makes it a pretty fast improvement for your groups?
Well, again, like I say, I think the big thing is we talk a lot about like an alpha mentality. That I want guys that want to be the best in everything that they do, right? On the field, in the classroom, in the weight room, anything associated with their name and our program, we want it to be the best. Right. And so we're going to work that way. Right. It's not about what you talk about. It's what you do. Right. Your actions got to speak so loud that people can't hear what you say.